Whew. Oh my God, I've never been so scared in my life because it had been a long time since I got ill, and then suddenly there's this strange thing happening to me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it could be breast cancer. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was so scared because, okay, this is how it started. So I went to the hospital for the first time in about a decade, say 11 years, more than a decade, longer than a decade, and things have changed. Things have totally changed. So here's my experience. Okay, so welcome back. And we're talking about my experience at the hospital. So 6 months after I decided to get my insurance, my medical insurance, I fall sick. And I have to go to the hospital because things seem like they're out of hand, they're out of control, and I literally have to see a doctor. So I don't know what kind of coincidence that is, because the rest of the times for about 11 years I've never been sick, and then suddenly I have this insurance cover and then I fall sick. And okay, a lot of times when I get sick, it's just a sickness, not an illness, those the regular stomach upset or a cold, flu, those things you can manage even without going to hospital. So that's what has been happening to me. There's no time I've been sick to the point of having to see a doctor urgently. But then 6 months ago, I take my insurance, my medical insurance, and then um, I get sick. Not sick, I get ill, and I need to see a doctor. So I decide to go to the hospital because I remember, hey, I'm actually covered by NHIF. So I go to the hospital, and the hospital I went to, do I say? Medihill. Medihill. It's a hospital in Nakuru County. So I go to the hospital, and I present my national identity card because I'm hoping that with that it has all my information and everything. So I give them and they tell me that I'm not covered by the insurance. So if you have not watched the video I did on NHIF, just watch it. It's the previous video. Just go ahead and watch it, and you will see how unaccountable they are, how they are not transparent with how they do their things, and I don't understand how our money is being used. And it's really not good, because if you're going to exploit a regular Kenyan health-wise, I don't know what that means. That is just messed up. It's totally messed up. And I think people should wake up and realize that you shouldn't just be there, and be misused and being told to do this and that, and people are just benefiting on the side. It's not okay. Learn to speak for yourself. You know you're right, so learn to speak for yourself and make people know that they're doing you wrong, because it is your right. So that aside, so I go to the hospital, they tell me that I'm not covered and I need to go handle stuff. So I did all of that in the previous video. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore in this video. I was so angry. I was so mad because, the last person you want to take advantage of is a dying person. Well, I was not dying, but the last person you want to take advantage of is a person who is not healthy, like literally a dying person, because it's not okay. It's not okay. But in Kenya, corruption is so rampant, and we don't even think of that anymore. We just think it's okay. Whichever way you can make extra money, whichever way you can exploit anyone, people end up just exploiting sick people. As long as they can make money, they don't care. People have been misdiagnosed of cancer. People have been, stuff happens in Kenya, and you just pray to your God that you'll be okay, so that you don't fall victim of these predators. Anyway, so I go to the hospital. Finally, I decide to go to another hospital. It's just a different hospital from the one I had chosen. So I went to a different hospital, and I walked in at 8:30 a.m. because I was so scared. Whew. Oh my God, I've never been so scared in my life because it had been a long time since I got ill, and then suddenly there's this strange thing happening to me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it could be breast cancer. Oh my God. Oh my God, I was so scared because, okay, this is how it started. So I started my breasts were itchy. One of my breasts was itchy, and so the natural thing to do is just to scratch on it. So I did, and it was on a Saturday, and that ended. So everything was okay. Then the following day, which was on a Sunday, I start my other breast starts itching, and well, things happen because it was so itchy, and I just could not help but scratch on it. And then on that same night, I think my nipple turns red, and it was kind of there was some sort of pimples around it. Okay, not really pimples, I think they're natural, but it was just exaggerated on that day. So there was some pimples around it. So I was so scared, and I was like, oh my God, aflatoxin is happening again. I was so scared, and the first thing that came to my mind was cancer. So I was scared, and then I was just praying, oh my God, let it not be cancer. If it is cancer, just kill me right now. Let me just die. So I didn't want to call my mother. I didn't want to call my parents. I didn't want to tell anyone. So I just wanted it to be me alone. And I was just saying, oh my God, let it just disappear because I cannot handle this. I was so scared. Whew, I've never been so scared in my life. You know, you just hear about cancer every day on TV. You hear about cancer on social media. You hear about people's experiences, but you don't really know. And I think on that day, I was in everyone's shoes, you know, those cancer people shoes. And I was like, oh my God, this is death. I do not want to feel pain. I do not want to suffer, because literally when somebody has cancer, they live for like, I don't know, 2 years or something of pain, extreme pain. And I was so scared, and I said, oh my God, I don't want that to happen to me. If it's cancer, just kill me right now. I don't want to go through that. Well, so on Monday, I go to work. There was no pain. It was just some itchy stuff going on, and each time I'm just grabbing on my boobs, trying to scratch and stuff, because there's no pain. You're not really sick. It's just that. So I at work, I think I was depressed because I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, what if it's a serious condition? Why shouldn't I just go to the hospital? Whew. And then I decide to tell my sister. And she tells me, run to the hospital. Run right now. Just go to the hospital. You can use your whatever NHIF cover. And I did. So that's when everything happened in the previous video. And then I come back. Okay, so they kept sending me from one place to another, NHIF to the hospital to the NHIF. So I was just moving from one place to another, frustrated, depressed, thinking I might be having breast cancer. And it was a messed up day. It was just a messed up day. And I was like, I'm just going to record everything so that in case of anything, everything is recorded. People will know what happened. And there's nothing as scary as thinking that you have cancer. So they kept moving me from one office to another, from one place to another, until I totally forgot. I even forgot that my breasts were itching. I even forgot I was sick. I think I was so angry. So I went back to the office, and then I sit there. And so I'm in the office, and I'm thinking, what could it be? It's really itchy. So I'm like, I'm going to just, I'm just going to Google, find out what's going on. Because on that day, on Monday, there was some discharge coming out, and it was yellowish. It was not white. It was not, it was just like, I don't know, yellowish. Let's say a yellowish discharge that was coming out of my left. This is left, right? Yeah, my left breast. So and it was on the bra. It was just like some dots, just a few, not like a lot of discharge. So that sent me to a panic mode, and I decided I'm going to the hospital. But each time I think of going to the hospital, I'm like, what if I go to the hospital and they tell me I have cancer? So that's when I really got depressed for real. So I decided to tell my little sister now. The first sister I told was my elder sister. So I told my little sister, and she tells me, go to the hospital. And then I tell one of my colleagues, and she tells me, go to the hospital. And I'm like, I'm dead. So I decided to Google just to prepare myself for whatever the doctor was going to tell me. So I go through a lot of things, and one of the things I found out, and I'm going to put a screenshot here, probably, or here, and it was about the kind of discharge and what it tells about your breast. So one of the discharge was clear. It means it's cancer. If it's blood, it's cancer. But mine was cloudy, yellowish, or white. So it was there, and it says just infection, or yeah, basically an infection or an allergy. Whew. I was happy. I was so happy, and I felt like some burden was just lifted off me. And once again, I could smile, I could be happy, because earlier on my mood was so messed up. Anyone talking to me could tell that my mood was messed up, because I was feeling like I'm going to die, so why should I even, like life had no meaning. It had no meaning totally. So oh my God, it was such a day. Monday was a day that I will never forget. So I just, I decided to, I didn't go to the hospital on Monday. I just went back home, and then the following, because I still had that itchy thing. So the following day, which was on a Tuesday, I went to work, just checked in, and then went straight to the hospital. So I checked in at 8:30 at the hospital. I arrived at the hospital at 8:30, and by 9, it was a very efficient hospital. And if you want efficient medical services, I think those are the kind of hospitals you should go to. You're not covered by any insurance in that hospital, but their services are perfect, and they're fast. It's just perfect. And I think insurance just came to kill us for some reason, because depending on insurance, it's just, I don't know. So I go to the hospital. I pay for the consultation fee, and then I go see the doctor. So the doctor, oh my God, it had been a while since I went to the hospital, and I almost forgot that whenever you're sick, and it doesn't matter which part of your body, the doctor has to see it. So suddenly the doctor has to see my breasts and probably touch them, because he has to examine and know what's going on. And that was just, I don't know, it was just off for me, and I just couldn't. And the doctor was it was a male doctor, so I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? And I was like, no, I have pictures on my phone, I could just show you. And it's like, no, I know you have pictures, but I still have to see what's going on there. And he even asked whether anything has changed from the pictures to the condition it was in right now. And I was like, yeah, a lot has changed, because there was initially they were really itchy, but now they are not. My nipple was red, but now it's not that red. There's no more discharge. So the doctor says that he has to see, and so you go into that key thing, and then he comes and he says, remove your clothes, and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? It was just so, I don't know, it was just an experience that I had never had before. I've never had to show my breasts to a doctor. I've never had to show any of my private parts to a doctor. So that was just so different for me, and it felt like some sort of violation of privacy. But then again, you need the doctor to see you, so I had to. So he gets I get the whatever out, and then he examines my breasts, and of course he was wearing some gloves. So he touches them, and then, thanks to God, there's nothing. There was no, I suspect he was just trying to find a lump or something. Thanks to God, there was nothing like that. And then we come back, and then he tells me it's probably an infection or an allergy. Oh my God, I was so happy. I was so very happy. I was really happy. And so he gives me some medication, and some of the medication, actually I'm done with them. Some I don't even know what I was taking actually. And I realized that as a sick person, you're so defenseless. You can't say that what is, I literally don't know what this was. I don't know what this was, but they came in this. So this was, I was told to take this for 5 days. This one was 1 times 1, and then there was this one, 1 times 2, right? 1 times 2 means what? Oh yeah. Okay, 1 times 2. So this was 10, right? Yeah, 10. So I'm done with them. These are empty actually. They're empty right now. So I have no idea what these are. But when you're in a situation that I was in, you can't question anything. The doctor tells you what he has to tell you. He gives you what he has to give you. You cannot question. And I think for the first time, I was in a desperate position where you just rely on somebody else's knowledge to survive. You know, you rely on somebody else's knowledge to be alive or to get out of a situation, which was my sickness, my illness. So I have no idea what I took, but they worked. And then there was this thing they gave me. It's Hycoram cream. Hycoram cream. It is a cream that has the, okay, I read the side effects and they're saying, gee, you should just apply a thin layer because it can be absorbed into your blood system. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm supposed to put this on my nipple. I was so confused, and I was asking the pharmacist, how am I supposed to apply this on my nipple if it is getting absorbed into my blood? Or is there anything that can reverse the effect? But, you know, I just wanted the itchy effect to go, and I had to use this. I used it, and on the first day I used it, actually everything disappeared. But like I had been advised to just make sure you finish this in 5 days, because they were going to end in exactly 5 days. Today was the 5th day. This morning was the 5th day. And I think I'm going to use this one today for the last time, because today is the 5th day. Thankfully, well, it's still full. Just use a thin layer, and yeah, so it's still full. I hope I may never have to use this in the future again, or nobody has to use it in my family again, because anything involving the breasts in this time and age is just no. You do not want to have a breast cancer scare. It is horrible. You feel like you're dead and you want to die, and it's not good. So thankfully to God, I'm okay now, and I don't have to use this. I'm just going to use this for the last time today, and I hope never to use medicine again. I've just been asking myself, why haven't I been sick all the time? Why haven't I had any health issues all the time? And then all of a sudden, I'm having this. I'm just hoping that this is the last time I'm having to use drugs, because honestly, I don't trust any system in Kenya. I literally don't trust the medical system. I don't trust the insurance systems. I literally just don't trust any. And I'm just hoping that I never have to go back to everything. But anyway, what I learned during this time when I was not feeling well is this: never diagnose yourself. Don't. Because what if, okay, I don't know. I think it helped in my case. It actually helped, because once I realized that it was nothing serious on Google, I went on Google, I went on YouTube, I did a lot of research, and I realized that my case wasn't that serious. That's what pushed me to go to the hospital. I wouldn't have gone. So I don't know. If you want to diagnose yourself, just diagnose yourself, because it worked for me. It did, but it may not work for you. Just go to see a doctor if you trust the doctors. Yeah. I do trust the doctors sometimes. I don't know. I just lost my faith in Kenyan anything. Kenyan systems, just I just lost my faith, and I just choose to believe in God, really, because you know, I prayed and I said, God, please let it not be cancer. Please let it not be. Let these things work. I don't even know what I'm using right now. I don't know what the effects are. I literally don't know, but them just work, and they work. So, you know, yeah. So I'm just glad I'm fine now, and I'll see you in the next video.